Shalom to you all and nearly Shabbat Shalom. Today is the 21st of the Hebrew month of Iyar. Today is May the 12th and we are about to read this coming Shabbat. We're going to read two portions. The first portion begins on chapter 25 in Leviticus and it goes all the way to the end of the book. It's actually a special Shabbat. We're going to finish Leviticus and next week we will be starting the book of Numbers. And this Shabbat, the portion begins on chapter 25. It begins with words which came to Moses in Mount Sinai. It says that the Lord spoke to Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, and this is clear evidence to us that nothing is chronological in Torah. Mount Sinai event happened in Exodus. And this one here is, now we are at the end of Leviticus, yet we are still seeing here that the Lord spoke to Moses at Mount Sinai, saying, even though there were quite a lot of events in between the two. So we understand that there is nothing chronological. The order by which we read events in Torah, the order is by relevance, not by chronological order. This portion begins with a very special command, and that's the command about the seventh year. God is not only speaking to us about ways by which He wants us to behave in our personal lives. It's also about the life of the nation. God is saying, as a nation, as a whole nation, you need to take the seventh year. So start counting once you enter into the land with Joshua. Start counting in cycles of 7. So every 6 years, during the entire year, during all those years, you can work in the land, you can farm the land, you can build yourself and build your own capital and whatever you want, however you want, according to the laws of Torah. But on the seventh year, you have to let everything go. You have to drop the land. Shemitah, the seventh year, Shemitah in Hebrew means dropping. You drop your tools, you put them down. You take a whole year which is like a Shabbat. Can you imagine a whole year which is like a Shabbat by a whole nation? And that in itself is a very, very strong test. It's a very meaningful test. The Lord is not just asking us to not do something which is lacking any relevance to our lives. He's asking from us to let go of the one thing that gives us livelihood. He says, like, don't go to work, don't go to your offices, don't do all the things that you do in order to provide for yourselves. I'm going to do that for you, which is a huge test for individuals and especially as a nation. The Lord is reasoning with us very beautifully in chapter 25, and He says, and I know that it'll be difficult for you. And just so you know that because it's going to be difficult for you, I'm going to give you my blessing, a triple blessing on the 6th year. On the 6th year, you'll have this as a sign. You'll have enough crops for the 6th year. You'll have enough crops to cover the 7th year, while which you will not go to work, and you will have enough crops also for the 8th year before the new crops arrive into the fields. The Lord is reasoning with us, and He's also helping us to keep His word. It's a beautiful text. I highly recommend you all to take the time and read it and think about where the Lord is testing you, and what these tests really mean in your lives. And may we all live to see Him helping us with all of our tests, personal and national, and may He keeps us and guard us in every way possible. Thank you all, and Shabbat Shalom.